let's move on and talk about all things pastry. If, like us here in the UK, the working day is just getting going, you might think it was perhaps a little too early to start thinking about dessert.
No, never too early, never too early. Our next guest agrees with me, I'm sure. It's Jeremy Vaslik, who is the co-founder of Maître Choux, the only choux pastry specialist patisserie in the world.
He set up the company in London in 2015 with the aim of turning the eclair into an art form.
Such is his passion for posh pastries. He put his money where his mouth is and raised about $3 million to help get the company off the ground.
And it all started after a chance meal at a fancy London restaurant.
There's a story. Well, Jeremy is here with a box of very posh eclairs right in front of us, which I will try not to pinch. Welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
So tell us about how this all started.
So basically I started my career in finance, which was completely different. I had always loved pastries when I was a kid. And after a chance encounter in a restaurant with my now partner, pastry chef, Joachim Prat, we started thinking about creating a brand which was promoting French pastries in London. Over time, I've been in London since 2004, and the quality of food really skyrocketed over that period of time. But the quality of pastries never really picked up that much. So if you were to compare the quality of pastries in France as what you had in London at the time, you'd find in London you'd have a lot of really good bakeries, but not really fine pastries. And this was really our goal, was to try and bring 3 Michelin star quality products to the high street.
Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at these 3 Michelin star style pastries and just explain to me, wow, look at those. How did you spot what's effectively an investment opportunity in eclairs?
So basically, when you think about an eclair, it's they're all the same shape, they're all the same sort of, it's all the same process that goes into making them. But each individual one is really a separate cake in itself. So at the end of the day, what we're doing is you're taking French pastries and you're putting them in the form of an eclair. So for example, you have, this one is a Paris-Brest, which is normally a round cake, which we transform into an eclair. You have your chocolate cake, which is like your chocolate eclair. You have fruits. You can really do anything with that.
How much will that cost me if I went in your shop and bought that box?
So this is about £42.
£42 for 8 eclairs. So it's very specialist. It's very, very high-end, very luxury. You're just based in London, really, aren't you? On the King's Road,
yes,
in South Kensington at Westfield.
And so,
what's your thoughts for the future? Are you going to stick with a very high-end luxury product, or are you going to go mass?
No. So as I said again, the idea is to really bring fine quality pastries to the high street. So what we're trying to do is really keep our quality as high as possible and expand without damaging that. So if we're going to expand in other countries like United States, the Middle East, Asia, and in each country we're going to set up a central production kitchen which will allow us to really make very fresh products every day.
Now your chef is key.
Yes,
you scooped him from a three Michelin star restaurant, or
at the time he was when I scooped him, he was head pastry chef for Joël Robuchon.
Is he French?
UK. He's French, yeah.
Will he be able to stay?
Yes, of course.
How do you think the French are going to receive?
That would be an issue, wouldn't it?
That would be an issue, but fingers crossed.
We've got 2 Frenchmen making wonderful French pastries, and you're not yet in France. How do you think the French are going to respond, and how does it compare to the average cake offer in other countries?
So again, we're really high end. So the product compares to other high-end pastries in France or in other countries. In France, you do have eclair specialists, but the way we do it is really, we don't just do eclair, we own the choux pastry niche. So we can, choux pastry is something which is very versatile and you can do a lot of different things with it. So right now you have eclairs in front of you, but we have other products in the store. And the fact that we own this niche really puts us in a position to go to any country and establish ourselves as eclair makers and shoemakers and all
In
that.
the UK, we've got a programme called the Great British Bake Off, which is extremely successful. I mean, outside of the UK, I know similar programmes are going,
Yes.
you know, great guns. Does that increase demand for what you do, or does that increase competition even?
It increases demand, yes, for sure, because it gets people really excited about pastries, about cakes. Everybody loves to bake cakes, especially in England. It's really popular, and it definitely drives demand. In terms of competition, we have our chef is a 3 Michelin star chef, so obviously we get that.
Thanks, Jeremy, for coming in,
Thanks,
and
Maria.
good luck.
Yes, absolutely. In a moment, we're going to look through the business pages, but before, here's a quick